Hi everyone, this is Vanshika. Today, along with me, you would be demonstrating and creating a web application by the end of this video. And this also marks as the very first demo or public demo of Avery. So today we'd be sort of looking down into one of the problem that came down from our client, which is a very interesting problem. And I feel that it'll be helpful in all of our personal lives as well. So this problem, this use case is mainly specifically based upon the sales executives, or you can say the ICP is mainly sales managers and sales executives for that matter. So what is the solution called? I'll tell you. So we are today working for a client called Noted. So what Noted is trying to solve this problem that most of the sales representatives or most of the people in sales, they spend a lot of time rather than spending on closing sales calls or closing sales deals. They spend a lot of time in meetings, documentation, converting those meetings into a document, and then transferring the meeting notes to the larger team, and then discussing the rest of the next steps with them. Rather, what they should actually do is that post the meeting is done, they should clarify that these are the next steps and start acting upon it. So the solution is sort of built to save a lot of time for these executives, and I think this is going to be a larger revolution in terms of every organization, because every organization has a sales representative, and if we are able to cut down on the timeline, it'll be a great thing. So great job Noted for this. So now they want a web application for the same issue. So mostly when they are into meetings, there are a lot of long transcripts, and we know that human brain doesn't have that much capacity to, download everything that is happening. So we need somewhere or a place where we could store this information and then go back to it and get the outcome generated from it in terms of insights or whatever. So that's what Noted would be doing, and that's exactly what Avery would be helping us in creating by the end of this video. So let's get started. I think it's a great time to get started with it. What you see on the screen right now is the Avery dashboard. This is how it looks like initially post you log in. So this is the very first tab where you can name the project that you are starting. So let's say we'll name it as Noted, because that's what we are doing. That's what we're creating, and then we'll click on create project. Great. So once it's done, this is how the entire screen would look like. It says, welcome Vanchika, share your idea to start building. It's like a one prompt solution, but in a more reliable, you can say conversational manner, you'll be able to build the web apps or applications, whichever you are trying to build. Because it's not just like you give a prompt and it just starts acting upon it. There are a lot of questions that the tool keeps asking you, so that the experience that you have at the end of it is more personalized and customized. And alongside, while it's building on the back end, it also gives you an architecture that this is how moving forward your product would look like. In that step also, if you want to stop and you want to reinfer that, okay, this is not exactly what I had been looking for, you can change it then and there. So it not just looks over your requirements, but also make sure that whatever it's building, it has that human and AI bond that goes through in the entire journey of building. And it's not just you're giving one prompt and it's just building something which is not exactly what you always had in your head. And the best that AI would be able to do is by understanding your requirements better and better. So yeah, on that note, let's just start building. I do have a prompt with me considering what we want to do with the Noted. So I'll just paste it up here quickly to save us time. I'll read it for you guys so we know that what are we building. So I've written here, make a simple note taking app for sales representative. For example, if I paste a meeting transcript, it gives me a clear summary, action items with owners, due dates, risks, next steps, with a clean teal and ivory look. So I can even infer into the UI the colors that I want for the web application right here. So from here, the journey begins. I'll click on start building and we'll get started with the process. As we can see, the process has already started. It has started initiating, setting up the project. It says the project setup is complete. Great. As I was mentioning, that the tool keeps asking things so that the experience overall is more personalized. So on that note, the very first question that we have is, got it, what's the primary user for this app? Just me, my team, the whole company. You can say the whole company. Okay, the next up is, great. What's the very first thing a new user should do when they open the application? Paste a transcript right away. See a list of past summaries, view a dashboard. I think they should be able to paste the transcript because we want it to be very functional. But based upon whatever you want, even if you have a fourth option, you feel like this is not something out of the three which resonates with me, You can just type down your option, and it'll take it. It'll take it. That's why it's a conversational tool that you can entirely rely on. Should users create an account to use the app, or can they start without one? I think we can start without one for now, because the integration might take us a long time. But yeah, you can obviously go down and so great. On that note, I think post all the questionnaires are done, what we see the very first thing here is the dashboard where you can keep having conversation with the tool. Whatever you like, whatever you want to change, whatever is not working, this is your playground to keep changing things as per you require. And this is where you can chat and have an interaction with Avery. And this is an architecture that I was talking about, that this is how the tool is taking up the problem and trying to solve it. And this is the next step where you can interact with the tool, where you can just stop it here and say that, hey, this is not something that I want. So let's say the UI and UX, the colors that we are using, the color tones that we are using are not something that I want. Let's say I want some other color tones. I want 33369333 as the dark gray tone. Then I can change that. I can change that, put up here in the text box, and that would be changed right here. So even before the entire process of creation happens, you can actually stop, reiterate, see that if this is something that you were looking forward to, and then you can proceed on creating. So if you see here, there are two elements. One is conceptualize. This is the whole part of conceptualization happening. And once this process of conceptualization is done, and everything is taken in consideration in terms of you reiterating everything, then we move on to the create aspect, where we would be able to see a review of the web application that we wanted to build. And also, if we have any changes, anything that we want to make, we can keep doing that as well. So I think we have completed our step of conceptualization. And for now, it feels like the architecture is good. The product requirement document also looks good. So we can move ahead. We can click on proceed to create. And yes, so we are here. We are here on this side. Here we see sprints. So all the you can say tasks are divided into different sprints, and we can just start the sprints. This process takes a little bit time because we want that the quality of the you can say the web application should be on point considering the architecture that we have created. So once this process is done, we'll be able to see a preview here. And if you want to change anything, this is your playground to work around. And if you already like everything, so this is where you can publish and take your web application live, right? So I think we're going to come back to this once all the sprints are done and see that how the preview would appear right after. Great. So thank you so much for sticking by up till now. We were able to go through all the sprints, and you would see few more added because I've also instructed it back and forth in terms of what I wanted it to do. And here is the, you can say, the first initial preview of what we wanted to create. So here is noted for all of us, guys. This is how it looks. Let me just open it in a larger tab, and we can just hover around and see how it entirely works. So the logo is up here. You want to change the logo, of course, you can do it. What it does for us is turn transcripts into action. Paste your sales call transcripts and instantly get your summaries, action items, risk, and next steps built for sales companies, or you can say any companies, Microsoft focused sales companies, any companies for that matter. You can click on try with the sample. Let's try doing that. What happens when we click here? Oh, great. So I think we've gotten a sample of how, okay, about a conversation that would have happened. So it says it's a sales call. These were the attendees. There's Mike having conversation with Sarah. Mike is saying that thanks for taking out time today, Sarah. I wanted to follow up on our discussion about migrating the email infrastructure to Microsoft 365. where Sarah is saying that yes, we are definitely interested. Our current setup with the on-premises exchanges becoming maintenance headache. We're spending too much time on server updates and security patches. So this, I think, somewhere looks like a headache or a negative point that the team should look up to. And this is the larger discussion that they would have had in the meeting. So now what it does is it gives the summary, the action items, the risks, and the next steps. Let's try to click on generate insights and see what happens next. Great. I think we have gotten what we were looking for. And this is really good. It has also given the copy aspect in all the four tabs. And that's exactly what we prompted it to do, right? It's given the summary, it's given the action items, it's given the risks, it's given the next steps that we want to take forward. And this is something that we can copy and then convert it into an email, want to put it on a document, or just want to come back at it, you'd be able to do it. So I think Noted would be able to solve larger problems for people in the sales representatives sector, and even the larger ICPs, like anyone who would want to get a problem solved in terms of note taking and transcripts. I think it's going to be very helpful for me myself as well. But I think on the other side, contrary, I'd like to say that I think Avery had been able to create this in the most efficient manner, considering the colors and everything also were taken in consideration. On that note, I'd like to say that in case you have any use case that you'd want to bring in, and of course, I am not a technical person, I'm a non-technical person, I'm a marketer. Still, I was able to walk you through and create something live with you. So imagine how easier it would be for you also to create something like this. That's very conversational and yet very personalized, considering to what you want to create. So yeah, I think you should give it a try to this reliable tool. And if you have your own personalized use cases that you want Avery to work upon it, please fill the form below. And next time, I think we'd be developing it for you live in the next demo. Thank you so much. See you all. Thank you. Bye.